Anibal Ibarra con el noticiero de Hola Augusta.
Initially, we saw the potential of a built-in market in this four-story structure in the White's building. So with 52 condos being built here on the upper floors, we pretty much figured with our cafe, we will be a morning cafe and lunch cafe and be able to take advantage of the built-in market here. Once we moved in and opened our doors, shortly after, just a few months later, of course, stories about the economy and also bankruptcies were hitting the press, not only here in Augusta, but throughout the U.S. And unfortunately, the White Building was one of the buildings that was impacted by those loans, and all the construction of the condos ceased. Out of 52, only 17 were built and sold. So that potential customers were no longer here in the building. We were locked in this new cafe. So we went from a morning noon cafe to a noon evening cafe to take advantage of the general public to be customers.
In your case, you are Puerto Rican. Is the fact that you are a Hispanic entrepreneur in Augusta, Georgia, affect the way how you conduct business, or have nothing to do with the heritage of one?
Well, I would say because there's a very small percentage of the Hispanics here in Augusta, that wasn't really our target audience per se, because even if we focused exclusively on the Hispanic community, we really wouldn't have survived unless we were a fast food perhaps, or Mexican restaurant seem to do well in the Augusta area.
Is your clientele elite, or how you will describe your clientele for Casa Blanca Cafe?
I guess since a lot has been said in politics about the middle class, I would say Casa Blanca is probably middle to lower class clientele, because our prices aren't that high, and I would say our prices are pretty comparable to most restaurants, but not on the high end.
You form a partnership.
Yes.
And your partnership, it's half American and or how are you?
As far as the menu, if you're talking about the menu itself, I would say most of it is probably southern south dishes with a few southwestern dishes, along with tapas, which is, for those that aren't Hispanic, tapas pretty much means a small portion, similar to appetizers, and that came from Spain, the tapas label.
So your biggest success was not to make a lot of money, but to survive the bad economy. Is that how you will describe your success?
If you're talking about the level of the success outside of all the obstacles, right now we are surviving. But our plan and intention was not to become wealthy, but at least to be working in the black. And right now we are working in the red.
And I will insist in the fact that you are part of the minority business part of the city. And do you think, because in the economy you have to deal with the city, and probably if you find a city government that is friendly to the business community and the minority community, do you feel in that category, or you just feel or blend as part of the bigger spectrum of the business community?
I would say that as far as our relationship with how the local government implements their policies and procedures in relationship to businesses, I would say that the local government is trying to balance what is necessary to keep businesses here. But I'm also hoping that the government doesn't lose their focus about the uniqueness of Augusta. And what I mean to say is, with a lot of these new developments going up, like the Tea Center, etc., and whether or not the stadium is built, that they don't start thinking about commercial and bringing in your franchises, places that people could eat at, whether they're here in Augusta, Georgia, or California, or any state for that matter. Because when you start having your franchises here, you lose the uniqueness of your local restaurant. That most travelers that come to any city should have an experience that they cannot have anywhere else.
Do you feel as a threatened?
Threatened?
Yeah.
Is that what you asked? I would say there are probably many people in decision-making capacities within the government and maybe downtown associations that have influence on that decision, and I feel that sometimes they may lose focus of the uniqueness. So do we feel threatened? I would say yes, because in the big picture, they might forget about the uniqueness of Augusta.
And talking about that, the Downtown Development Authority
Yes.
is the agency that work with the government with taxpayer fund. You, as a business, downtown business owner, do you feel encouraged by the DDA or not much?
I feel that within the capacity of the law, the fact that something cannot be implemented without the proper procedures or the votes necessary, I feel secure that nothing is being shoved down our throats. But if they were given full authority to make decisions without input from businesses, particularly along Broad Street, I think many things would be implemented without input from businesses.
You were vocal regarding the implementation of the parking meter.
That's correct. And the short story is they were pretty much enthusiastic and I think moving forward and putting up parking meters. And I found it ironic that they would, one, spend money for such a project, two, especially when many businesses were closing downtown because they were not thriving. So parking meters were not going to bring more business to downtown. And for the record, parking meters do in fact assist cities, provided that where they're placing them, they're actually thriving and customers are coming to the area. But in the case of Augusta, perhaps in the future, something like that will be needed here. But right now, we need, I guess, to attract businesses here, not to cause business to close down because customers are not coming, or for that matter, chase away customers that may not have the coins to use in this area.
Last words?
I have faith in the downtown Broad Street. I feel that within the next 2 years that it really will be thriving. And again, as long as we don't lose the unique focus of what's here to offer, not only for the local community, but to attract visitors to want to come back other than just coming back for masters.
Anibal Ibarra con el noticiero de Hola Augusta.